Hey everyone, with the Battle Mage video out now-ish, hopefully, uh, I wanted to make a short video showing off the builds that are going to come next, and how I'm going to go about showing off the builds. Um, what I'm going to be doing is kind of doing snapshots at like levels 50-ish, maybe 75 and an 85, depending on how far I take these builds, and or for elite slash ultimate, depending on how far I can get the builds. And there are four of them, I think, I want to work on, and I'm going to point out the basics of them here and what you can expect to see for builds on the channel in the coming weeks. So the first build I'm working on is a Demolitionist Shaman, an Elementalist, that's kind of going to be a hybrid lightning pet user. So he's got his Briarthorn as his pet, and he's going to be lightning either with Stunjacks here, or using Primal Strike with the two-handed weapon, or using Fire Strike with a one-handed weapon, or, like I just showed off, the Stunjacks with a one-handed weapon. I actually have two Exonerators, which is why I'm kind of maybe leaning towards doing actually be Savagery or Fire Strike. Or if I get a good two-handed legendary weapon that's based around lightning, I will go with that, possibly to do a Primal Strike build. But for the one-hand variant, I'd probably use this Exonerator here with the Skyreach Bulwark shield, which is like a ridiculously great shield for a lightning-based Elementalist. The Divine Steel Shoulder Guard, and I think there's a Divine Steel chest piece as well, which are both for the Elementalist style build. And the thing that really got me wanting to make it is the Glyph of Kelfet-Zoth. Man, that's a Lucasian name. So the Glyph of Kelfet-Zoth here is great for just flat lightning. Like, it's just a great little lightning ring if you're using Stormcaller's Pact, but it also gives +2 to conjure Primal Spirit, and that bonus to pets. But it also has the Glyph of Caliph-Zoth, and if you look, it says 10% chance on attack, 1 second duration. But there's no cooldown on it, which means you add that damage onto yourself and onto your pet. And that's sort of why I'm thinking of maybe switching to Fire Strike for it, because this takes into account weapon damage and thus base elemental damage. But yeah, that's up in the air, and I want to get it more done before I really lock down what I'm going to do with it. So that's going to be like level 58 is about when I get this to where it's going to be crazy and fun. And I mean, there's another way you can get lightning damage on a pet, which is just using the lightning aura. So he would just use his Briarthorn here, combined with being a Demolitionist to sort of be, you know, he himself is attacking, plus he has his pet doing work for him. But like I said, gotta build it up first. So speaking of pet builds, the pet build, the Conjurer I have called Nature's Finest, I am actually gonna be repurposing her. Instead of doing like this straight, just take all the pets and take all the pet related abilities and just make it all about the pets, what I'm gonna do is, because the Necromancer's Death Grips have this really neat raised spirit ability that gives you pets that are actually pets, and while these spirits don't draw aggro, they're basically indestructible. So I mean, 23,000 health is insanity for, and I mean, I think most pets actually have a crap ton of health, but it's like just having this constant flow of spirits as you kill enemies really interests me for building a character. So what I'm going to be doing with this character is making it a heavily vitality damage character combined with these gloves and the devotion ability on on the Revenant called Raise the Dead, which is also 25% chance on enemy death. You raise skeletons. So I'm really going to try and turn this character into a kind of weird Necromancer type. To try and really make a Necromancer build in this game. And I am going to continue on skill-wise to get manipulation to really support that, but I'm actually going to pull points out of certain things. Like, I think the Briarthorn might go, and maybe even the Raven might go, to pick up the like vitality damage abilities in these two trees. Specifically, what I'm looking at is Wendigo Totem and the Sigil of Consumption. Raising these two up and making them really, really good at killing things. And then I can use the Hellhound, and I'd actually keep the Black Grimoire of Ognapesh, because the Revenant of Ognapesh is a great summon in and of itself. I mean, I can't even think of a legendary I'd replace this with. So for this build, I'm gonna make it like a kind of very, very much like a simulated Necromancer type, and really try to support that concept. And again, sort of like that Elementalist, make it a hybrid. Like, the character can act on their own, but they also have their pets. Next up on my build list I'm planning to do in the future is the Dreeg's Evil Eye Witch Hunter, the Occultist Nightblade. And I did start working on him a bit in build 28, I think, to do a video, and then build 29 was going to come out like 4 or 5 days later, and I was like, I'll just save it and wait. But he is definitely on the list to get maybe a complete redo as to what he is and what he does, on top of being like a representation of the Witch Hunter combo and a Dreeg's Evil Eye character. And again, he's going to be the heavily poison-based character. I just have to get him through the game and get him, leveled up and get some good gear for him. I have a couple pieces of gear already. Does he have one on him? Yeah. So like I had the what is it, Venom Lash drop, and I mean, he can equip it now. I just haven't gotten around to playing him a lot. So he's gonna need a little work to actually get working and get better because of devotion. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna be using Dreeg's Evil Eye in this sort of giant bomb mode with the cooldown. I might go back to spamming it, which would in turn change the fact that he's dual wielding, and would also change a lot of his gear around so he could get regen to support Dreeg's Evil Eye. But I mean, that's all speculation right now. Going forward, and like he needs more survivability if he's gonna be kind of more like a weird mid-range guy as well. But yeah, the Dreeg's Evil Eye Plaguemancer character is gonna be getting a build 30 update. He's just number 3 on the list right now. Yeah, I have other characters I have those 2 other characters I'm gonna get to first, then him. But you can look forward to seeing him in a couple weeks, probably a couple weeks. Given how long it's going to take to level those other guys up. But again, I may do snapshots. I mean, it's up in the air as to how I'm really going to approach this, but I am going to approach, multiple builds, or at least attempt to do multiple builds, kind of at the same time, and just get the videos up, get the guides up. So, Bloodwolf, the Bleeding Blade Master, who did get a build 28 video, is going to get stuff going forward as well. Everyone seems to like him, and it is a really fun class to play, but he's like number 4 on my list of like 6 classes. So, yeah, it's pretty much going to be the same thing going forward. He's just going to have more of what he is. I have a feeling we're going to get down to using squad tactics and laceration with him, and then maybe redoing some of the stuff specifically in here, like maybe actually ticking a point in Blade Barrier, even though he has a lot of skills down there. Yeah, he's gonna get a little work. He's gonna get some modifications as to what he does and what his abilities are going forward, because he's basically gonna be entering Elite. And yeah, I'd have to probably shore up a few, legendary things for him, but that would happen as he goes anyways, I think. So, yep, number 4 on the list is Bloodwolf, the Bleeding Blade Master. I'm also going to be redoing the Phantasmal Blades character, because now that Phantasmal Blades has been switched back to the way it worked before it was turned into the spammy move, where you had to put a point in the transmuter to make it the spammy move. We're definitely going to be doing a build update for this. but it's like number 5 on my list. Yeah, so it's another one of those where I have to actually like do a bunch of modifying to get it where it was, and then move it forward. Like he doesn't even have points in Myvan Sphere, and I was like, that's probably the first thing I'm gonna cap out, and I may even pull points out of other things to cap it out. And he like doesn't have Inner Focus maxed out, so it's like a lot of his abilities are gonna be maxed out and changed around probably. So yeah, he needs a lot of work because he's still in like build 25 or 26. So yeah, he's like number 5 on my list for doing builds, and yeah, so he's number 5. So also on my list is to do a Chaos Beam Warlock, and this is gonna be completely dependent on gear I acquire and when I acquire it. I think I might need either another Clairvoyant set just for him, plus Albrecht's Duality Rings, or a Blood Orb of Chthon. Because there are 2 ways I can see going about this, where it's you convert, like you obviously have Tainted Power to convert the Aether damage to Chaos damage, and then you use the Blood Orb to convert your fire damage to Chaos damage, and then you just gear for Chaos damage. Or you gear it like a very traditional Albrecht's Aether Ray character, basically like how I had that Sorcerer geared up, and you use the Clairvoyant set and a pair of Albrecht's Duality Rings to convert Chaos damage to Aether damage, and then you gear regularly for Aether, and then you can turn, say, Doombolt into an Aether Bolt. Or like I believe the flat Chaos damage on Soleils would get converted to Aether, and then you could probably play around with that. But for I think it would work for, yeah, you could convert Destruction's Chaos damage to Aether damage and have an Aether Sigil. Or you could convert all the fire damage to Chaos damage with the Blood Orb and have a Super Chaos Sigil. There's a lot of ways to go about building this character, and he's very low on the list because he's very, very gear dependent. So you can expect it, though, if I get that gear, to really have like a really powerful Chaos Warlock. So the last 2 I'm going to mention are a Retaliatory character and a Panetti's character. And the Retaliator character, I do have a full set of the Empowered Perdition set, and I do have a couple Panetti's things floating around. But yeah, getting this guy level, he's like bottom of the list, unfortunately, but he is on the list still. And the whole reason I'm giving you guys this like really, really long list of characters I'm going to go over is because the game's releasing in like a month. So the game is pretty much done, and then like there are future things they're going to do, but there's nothing that's in the immediate future that's going to happen. Pretty much, build updates are done. So the game is complete and whole, and time can be spent just working on all these builds in their own paces. So that's why I'm giving this list of lots and lots of builds that I'm going to work on, including a Retaliator build, which I am going to do a really retaliation-focused build because it's hilarious. And it's probably going to start with getting this guy equipped with all of the Perdition stuff, which I have floating around on all of the characters. Just in pieces all over, because it just dropped for everyone in various forms. Like, some characters have the shoulders, some characters have the gloves, etc. And I am going to build this guy around that, and then get some of the more, legendary things that are related to Retaliation. And then there's some Retaliation things like the Shield Maiden has Retaliation on it. I think that's kind of Retaliation, but I think there's another one floating around that's kind of Retaliation. But there are Retaliation-based things in the Devotion Tree as well. And I'd pick those up for this guy. And then for a Panetti's character, I mean, there's like a set specifically for it, a legendary set that I'd have to acquire, or I'd want to acquire, I should say, on top of like that Paragon of the Arcanum thing, which is easy to get, and I have like 4 of. But yep. So those are all of the builds in a list that I'm working on from an Elementalist that's a hybrid pet build. I'm going to repurpose the pet build into a Necromancer that's also kind of a hybrid pet build. I'm going to be doing the Plaguemancer, the Bleeding Blade Master, I've forgotten them already. No, the Phantasmal Blades character, a Chaos Warlock, Aether Ray, Albex Aether Ray character, a Retaliator, and a Penitence character. That's the laundry list of characters I want to work on. But the one that's going to be posted first probably is going to be that Elementalist, because that's what I'm working on right now. In addition to all of the Ultimate videos that should be posting this week and moving forward. So that about covers this little update and what's going to happen with Grim Dawn on this channel in the future. So thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.